Once upon tomorrow. The friend the jackal sought wasn't very far. Little more than a hop, a skip, and a jump, through the bushes, under the branches, and over the exposed roots of the woods. As she got closer, the jackal sensed despair from the friend, the smell of tears and of sadness. A few steps closer still, and her nose could report the reason for remorse. The sense of death was in the air. Little Jackal's friend, it seemed, was in mourning this morning. She'd lost a friend of her own. The jackal followed her nose into a clearing in the forest. The trees pressed close at its edges, crowding out all but the sun's strongest and most stubborn of beams. The stark contrast of light and dark enveloped the scene. In the middle of the clearing, a young girl in a white dress and with hair as golden as the sun that lit it, knelt with her head bowed and her hands clasped in prayer. Like a crown, she wore a wreath of flower and leaf. Her eyes squeezed tight to hold back the tears that already glistened in her lashes. Her mouth moved in murmured whispers. Her voice trembled. To whom she spoke, Little Jackal couldn't have guessed, and her words were too soft to hear. On the mossy ground in front of the girl laid the broken form of a common city pigeon. Its wings stuck out askew from a body that didn't breathe. Its neck sat at an angle that almost certainly wasn't natural. There was a little doubt in the jackal's mind that this was the friend for whom the girl grieved, though she could not understand why. And pigeons were not creatures of consequence. Not in the mind of Little Jackal, at least, though her belly was another matter entirely. With a little and a ladylike rumble, it gently reminded her that it was empty. With a glance at the broken bird, Little Jackal briefly considered whether the girl counted more as a friend in need or as a friend with food.